when we are talking about like terms are very, very particular, okay? They have to have the same variable and the same exponent. So if you look here, there's an x, and this one also has an x. So because those both have x's, then they would be like terms. So 2x and negative 7x are like terms. All right. If, for example, I'm going to jump over here. If I had 2x and I had negative 7x squared, would those be like terms? Yes or no? Unlike. Good. Can you tell me why they would be unlike? What's different about them? They both have x's. Yes, I see a hand. Tell me your good stories. Why are these unlike terms?
Ma'am, they're unlike terms because of the exponent that's by negative 7x.
Good, absolutely, 100%. So if we have a look over here, this one is just a normal x, and this one is an x squared. And because of that, it makes them unlike terms. Okay, so if you have a look here, we've got x squared and x squared. We've got xy and xy, x squared y, x squared y, x and x. So all of those would be like terms. And if we don't have the same variable, or we have the same variable but a different exponent, so like this one, we've got two different variables. Here we've got an x, and here we've got a y, so they're different. So they are unlike terms. Here we've got an x squared, and here we have an x, so they are unlike terms. Here there's xy, and then xz, and x squared y and xy squared. Those ones are quite complicated because we look at them and we think they might be the same. And then sometimes if we just have a variable and a number. Do I have any brain buffs in this class who can tell me what it is called when we just have a number? Cooley, I see that hand. What is it if we just have a number all alone?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Is it called a constant?
A constant, you were super close. Absolutely. So when we have a number that's all by itself, we call it a constant. Also, guys, I'm just going to apologize now. My writing is not nearly as neat as your normal teacher. I'm going to do my best, but you're going to have to deal with me for just today. Okay, I'm going to do my best though. All right, so when we have a number all alone without a variable, we call it a constant. Cool. Let's see if we, oh, you might want to take a screenshot of this, and then we're going to get going into some other things. So these would be unlike. My dog is chewing something behind me. I don't know what, but I know it can't be good. I taught the grade 10s yesterday, and she managed to destroy a bucket hat in that class. I know we started at past, so don't panic. I'm your substitute teacher, so I'm Teacher Jen. I'm just with you for today. We're going to be doing like and unlike terms. So at the moment, all we've done is we have spoken about what makes terms like and what makes them unlike. Oh, I told your brother. Oh, cool. Okay, let's get going. I'm going to zoom in so that we've got lots of space to play with these questions. Okay. Simplify the following. When we are talking about simplify in maths, it just means work it out. So basically, when we see this, it's just saying add the like terms. My favorite thing to do in algebra is highlight. I like to make things look beautiful. So there are colors everywhere. When I'm doing algebra, you don't have to do that, but it sometimes helps. Okay. And the thing that I like to do is I like to find all of my terms that are the same and give them the same color. So we've got 2s over there. We've got negative 2s over there. Then we've got this plus 4d over here and this plus 3d, you want to take the sign that's in front of it with it. And then we have these constants of -3 and plus 7. Okay. Now, when we get to this point here, some people find it easier to rewrite this question by putting it in the same order of those colors. So basically, we take what we see in front of us and we rewrite it with the colors that we've just chosen. So we've got 2s minus 2s. Okay, so now I've dealt with my greens. Then I'm going to look at my yellows. Plus 4d plus 3d. Now I've dealt with my yellows. Now I've got my blues, minus 3 plus 7. Now you don't have to do this step if you don't want to. If you are able to jump straight into the next step, you are absolutely able to do that. Some people just find it easier to first group them together. Okay, so let's look through this step by step. What is 2s minus 2s? 0, good. Okay, so don't let it confuse you. If I have 2s minus 2s, it absolutely is 0. Think of it like anything. If I had 10 minus 10, I'm not going to have anything left. I'm going to have 0. And this is exactly the same as this. Okay, so 2s minus 2s is 0. We can write 0, but we don't need to. I'm going to write it now just so you can see it, but we'll probably remove it when we finish. Okay. Now let's look at our yellow. We've got 4d plus 3d. What's that going to give us? Good. Great answers. Can I see the sign in front? So is it going to be plus 7d or is it going to be minus 7d? Good. Don't forget your variable. So we can't leave off that d. It's going to be plus 7d. If we don't have that d attached, it's going to be very problematic for us. And then we have got our constants over here. So we've got minus 3 plus 7. What is that going to become? Nice. Plus 4. Beautiful. I'm just going to mute you, sweetheart, but don't panic. Okay. So this is great. It's absolutely fine, but we can also just write our answer as 7d plus 4. We don't need to show that 0 because 0 is just 0. Okay, so it's not so bad. When I say you can miss this step over here, I mean you can jump straight just by seeing what you're doing. So if we look at our greens, we've got 2s minus 2s, and we know that that's 0. Cool. Then we look at our yellows. What is 4d plus 3d? 7d. Then we look at our blues. What is -3 plus 7? 4. So if you are able to see it like that, you're absolutely very much welcome to just go straight to that second step. In fact, it sometimes stops you from making mistakes. So sometimes it's helpful. Okay. I'm going to highlight this one. I'm slowly going to give you less and less help as we work through these questions till eventually you're going to do them all yourselves. But I'm going to start again by highlighting our like terms over here. Okay, so we've got 3x minus x, and then we've got this 2x over here. So those are those like terms. Then I've got 6xy plus 2yx. Are those two like terms or are they not like terms? Because now I've highlighted them in the same color. Am I wrong to have done that? Hello, how can I help?
Ma'am, you can help me by why are you highlighting negative x?
So negative x is the same as saying negative 1x. Because if there's no number in front of the variable, then there would be a 1.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that would still be the same as 3x and 2x.
Yes, ma'am.
See it? Okay. Good. Good question, though. Exactly. They're like they're just in a different order. So if I have x, y, and yx, they are definitely like they're just in a different order. So let's just write that over here. If I have x, y, it is the same as yx. Means the same. Okay. Cool. Then we have got this negative 3y over here and this 5y over here. And oh, goodness, what did I not do? I didn't include the sign. And then we've got this lonely little minus 7 right at the end. Okay, so let's look at our greens. Let's kind of go as we go along. I'm going to do it sort of step by step. I've got 3x minus 1x plus 2x. Those are my greens. What would that give me? Just looking at the x's. What's 3 minus 1 plus 2? Yeah, exactly. Good. 4x. Okay. Now we don't need to put the positive sign in front of it because it's the first term and it's positive. But if it was negative, I would absolutely need to put that in. Okay. Let's look at our blues. So plus 6xy plus 2. And I'm just going to change that order so they look the same. What are those two going to become if we've got the 6 and a 2? Good. Am I going to plus that 8xy or am I going to minus it? Good. Okay, so plus 8xy. Now let's look at our yellows. We've got minus 3y and plus 5y. I have minus 3 plus 5. What am I going to land up with? Good. Good, good, good. And then I've got my lonely minus 7, which is just chilling there as my minus 7. And I'm done. On a scale of 0 to 10, how easy are we finding this type of question? So 0 would be, I'm finding it very hard, and 10 is I'm finding it super easy. Okay. Yes. Highlighters are your best friend in maths exam, guys. Highlighters, I cannot stress that enough, especially when it comes to geometry. Okay, if you want to take a screenshot of these two questions, you're welcome to. We're going to jump down to the next one, where I'm going to help you a little bit by doing some highlighting, but then I'm going to ask you to do the rest. And then the next question we're going to do, I'm not going to do anything for you because I can tell you little brain buffs. Hello, my sweetheart. How can I help?
Hi, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, ma'am. Ma'am, I just wanted to ask, ma'am, what happened to Teacher Simone?
Teacher Simone is not gone. I'm just looking after you guys for today. So I'm the MathsLive substitute. So whenever a teacher needs help, I just come and pop in.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay, thanks,
Okay.
ma'am.
No worries. Okay. All right. So C, what I'm going to do for C is I'm going to highlight for you, but that's all I'm going to do. And then I want you to tell me what the answer is going to be. And you can all put the answers in the chat once you have figured it out. Okay. So all I've done there is highlight. And I would like you to tell me what my answers are going to be. I'm not going to do any additional help here. And if you're feeling brave, you're welcome to put your hand up and tell me what you think the answer is going to be. Okay. Close. So I'm seeing some good things, some close things. I think signs we need to be careful with. I'll say that as a little hint. I'll give you another minute though to give it a try. And remember, if you have questions, ask away. Ooh, okay. I'm seeing a beautiful answer. All right, let's have a look. So we're going to start with our yellows. So I've got negative 4a squared plus a squared. So that's the same as saying negative 4 plus 1. And that's going to give me negative 3a squared. Okay, so if you get that, you get a mark. Now let's look at our blues. I've got negative 6a minus 2a. So we got to be careful. If we have negative 6 minus 2, if you just pop that into your calculator, you're going to see you get negative 8. So we're just going to write it exactly like that. We're going to have negative 8a. And that's going to be our final answer. And you know what's the most awesome thing with a question like this, guys? You get 2 marks for doing that. 1 for each of those terms. How nice is that? It's just like marks in your pocket. It's glorious. No, trust yourself, Zach. Okay, I'm going to leave this one on the board so that you can see it. And I want you all to give D a try. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to highlight. I'm not going to say anything. And I want you to try and get your answer. So what I recommend you do is you write it out on your side. If you don't have it in front of you, it's very easy to make a mistake. So I recommend you write it out on your side. And if you don't have highlighters, that's absolutely fine. Get different color pens or get a pen and a pencil, for example. Or if you don't even have 2 different colors, you can just use one and make it shapes. So for example, now I'm helping you, and I didn't want to help you, but I am helping you. You can have squares, and then you can have circles, and you can have triangles, or you can underline things. You don't need to have different colors. If you don't have them, that's okay. We just need something to show our brains what is different. So careful. If I gave you the sum negative 3 plus 2, what would that equal? Yeah, negative 1. Okay. So don't let these variables mess with your minds. You know how to do this. Yes, you are adding and subtracting like terms. That is exactly what we are doing. So in this one, I'm gonna pretend I don't have any other colors, and I've just got my pen that I'm working with. 6 out of 50, that's amazing. Well done. Absolutely excellent. Okay, so I'm going to start with my x squared. If I have negative 3 plus 2, which is what we have over here, I would have negative 1x squared. You don't need to have the 1. You could just say negative x squared, and that's fine. Okay, now let's look at our y's. So I've got negative 1y squared minus 7y squared. So negative 1y squared. And I find if you put the 1 in, it makes it easier to not make a mistake. Minus 7y squared. So I have negative 1 minus 7. What's that going to give me? Negative 1 minus another 7. Good, negative 8. Okay, and then we just can't forget its variable. So we're going to have negative 8y squared. And then the last one I have here is plus 9. So I'm just going to write plus 9. All right. Who got 1, 2, 3 out of 3, or 2 out of 3, or 1 out of 3. Let me know how you did in this question. 3 out of 3. Exactly. We are adding the like terms. That's exactly what we're doing. But remember, when we're adding, we just take whatever signs are there. So if I'm adding these two together, all I'm doing is I'm saying negative 3x squared plus 2x squared. That's all I'm doing. That's okay. If you're getting 0 out of 3, it's absolutely okay. The hope is that by the end of this lesson, you're getting at least 1 out of 3, and then we will have made progress. And that's all maths is about. So if you're getting 0 or if you're getting 1, the hope is that you just get at least 1 more as we go through this lesson. Just keep trying. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at these dudes over here. How did you get 1? Okay, so I got the 1 by saying this negative 3x squared plus 2x squared. So if I just look at your number, your coefficient, that's the number in front of your variable. I have negative 3 plus 2, and that gives me the negative 1. So that's over here, negative 3 plus 2. And this one over here is because if I don't have a number in front of my variable, I would have a 1. So if I have x, that's the same as 1x. And if I have negative y, that's the same as negative 1y. This is quite helpful. Okay, so the reason you would have gotten 5x squared is because you didn't take into account that this over here is a negative. So we're saying negative 3 plus 2. We're not saying positive 3 plus 2. If that was a positive, it absolutely would have been 5x squared. Let's give some more a go. Let's see how our brain goes with this. And then I promise at 6 o'clock, we'll have a brain break. So this one, I'm just going to go back a little step and I'm just going to highlight for you, just for those of you who are struggling a little bit. So I'm going to have my 2x squared and my plus 6x squared. Those are the same. And then I have my plus 3x and my minus 4x. So I want you guys to give that a go. If you have questions, feel free to ask. And if you're embarrassed, you're welcome to send them as a direct message to me. I'm happy to answer. And that is a beautiful answer. Good. I'm liking that 8x squared. You see, we're already making progress. Rorsung, how can I help?
Ma'am, I'm answering.
Okay, I am ready. Give me that answer.
Ma'am, it's gonna be 8x to the power 2,
Good.
and then one is gonna be negative 1x.
100%. Nice going. Well done.
Thank you.
Yay. I see another hand. Is this a question?
Ma'am,
Yes.
otherwise, can you say negative 8x to the power of 2 minus x?
Yeah, no, so we can't make this blue one negative because our numbers aren't negative. Our numbers are a positive 2 and then plus a 6. So that's going to give us a positive 8. If we make it negative, then we're going to change what it is.
Yes, ma'am. I'm asking for a negative 1x. Can you say negative x?
Yes, absolutely.
You can?
100%. So you can absolutely have written this as 8x squared and then minus x. Totally fine.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Because remember, 1x and x are the exactly same thing. Nice job. Okay, so if you didn't get any right in the last one, I'm hoping we're slowly starting to get a little bit more right as we move along here. This one again, I'm just going to highlight your like terms. And then the next one, I'm not going to highlight anything for you. So I'm going to let you, oh, of course you like maths. Maths is the best subject in the entire planet. Everything is based on maths. When you get into high school and you learn about physics and chemistry and all of those things, all of that is maths. So there's a difference between a like term. Sorry, this is the direct message that came in. There's a difference between a like term and a term. Absolutely, pluses and minuses and fractions break up terms, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are like terms. So for example, this minus over here, this minus over here, and this plus over here, they are all separating our terms. So I have got 4 terms. But that doesn't mean that they are all like terms. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look. So, no, third favorite, that better jump right up there to number 1. Exactly, 4 terms is a polynomial. You guys are so smart. Brain buffs here. Okay, so I've got x squared y over here, and then I've got minus 11x squared y over there, and I've got negative 3xy squared, and I've got plus 2xy squared. Okay. No, it can't be a quadnomial. Anything, I see where you're coming from with the quad, but anything over 3, so anything over a trinomial is just a polynomial. But very clever though. All right, give this one a go. Don't fall for the trap that has been set for you. Oh, the answer is, reveal where I'm ready. I'm excited. Ah, you fixed it. Nice. Good, 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 good. Good. Not falling for my traps. Excellent. Okay. So what we have over here, when I say trap, often people forget that there's a 1 there. Okay. So look at your greens and think if I just had 1 minus 11, and you can use your calculator to help you. If I had 1 minus 11, I'm going to land up with negative 10. Okay. So I'm going to have negative 10 x squared y. And then I'm going to look at my blues. I've got negative 3. Oh, goodness. I'm not using blue. I'm anarchy over here. Okay, negative 3 plus 2. So those are my blues. That's going to give me negative 1. So I'm going to write negative 1 xy squared. And remember, you could also just write negative xy squared. Same, same. Far too low down on the list. How did we do? So if this was out of 2 marks, what did we get? Are we getting better? I don't mind if we're not getting 100% as long as we are making an improvement. Good. Excellent. Okay. Which one do I want to leave you with? We're going to do this one. That's the last question before the brain break. I'm not going to help you at all, so I'm not going to highlight anything. I want you to give this a go. See how it works. And I'm going to tell you that it's out of 2 marks, if that helps you at all. Let's see who can get 2 out of 2. Yes, Rafilwe, are you going to give me an answer? Hello? Oh no, did I lose you? I think I lost you. Okay. So I'm going to start by highlighting my like terms. And then I'm going to write my coefficients over here on the right-hand side, just so I can see what's going on. I'm going to have 1 minus 4. That's going to give me -3. So I'm going to have -3 x squared y. And then in my greens, I have -3 plus 4, which is going to give me 1. So that's going to be plus 1 xy, or we could say plus xy. Hopefully this is starting to make a little bit more sense. Seeing some good answers. Just be careful with your numbers. Be careful with your signs. Good, good. Woo, nice job. And now, my lovely little lambs, we can go into our brain break. And then we're going to keep on going with maths. So that we can start moving up in the ranks of those of you who have maths in the horrible position of number 5. Okay, so our brain break today, we have to choose one of these to leave. And when we say it has to go, we mean it's going to leave the world forever. We're never going to see it again. No one will ever experience it. It's done. So we have to choose one of these to leave. We've got Mexican food, Indian food, Chinese food, and Italian food. What are we going to get rid of? I see some hands. Let's get going. What are we going to get rid of?
Italian food.
You do realize if you get rid of Italian food, you're never going to have pizza again.
And I don't like pizza.
Oh my gosh. I'm shook. But okay, everyone must have their own opinion. I'm not going to judge you, even though that's crazy. Next.
ma'am, I'm gonna go Indian food.
You go without curries in the world.
Ish, yeah, ma'am. I think so.
Oh my gosh.
Or maybe Chinese, but yeah.
Okay. This is a very hard decision. I don't know if I would be able to choose, to be honest. Nkuli, what are you getting rid of?
Ma'am, it's between Indian and Chinese food. Like, why do Chinese eat dogs? And they cause corona. No.
Oh my goodness.
I
No,
don't
they
care
don't
if I'm getting rid
cause
of
corona.
ramen. No ramen. No. Chinese. No,
Yeah.
not
We have a few things we need to deal with there to not cause corona. Secondly, not all Chinese people eat dogs. But okay. Sushi, I think, would classify as Japanese food, in fairness. I mean, look, if I was looking at this, I'd probably have to get rid of Chinese food. Not because I don't love Chinese food. I do love Chinese food. But I don't think I could get rid of Mexican, Indian, or pizza. So my hands are tied. I'm going to do this one. We're going to have to do quickly. Can you give me your answers in the chat for me so we can go through these ones quickly so we have time for the next one? We have to either get rid of sleep, social life, health, or career growth. What are we going to get rid of? Career growth. No, you got to get rid of 1. This is like being an adult. This right here is adult. You get to choose 3 out of 4. Social life needs to go because it never existed. That's so great. Oh, you guys are cracking me up. You're funny. You're a great class. Yeah, look, I think I would have to probably get rid of social life just because I couldn't get rid of sleep. I don't want to have bad health, and I don't want to be stuck in a non-growing career. I think I'd have to get rid of social life. Not that I'd want to, though. I would never be able to get rid of sleep. That's not possible. Okay, last one, and then we're going to get back into some maths. Okay, you got to get rid of 1. Your favorite movie, your favorite musician, your favorite restaurant, or your favorite hobby. So you got to get rid of one of these, and it'll never exist in the world. Kaylee, are you crazy? You want to get rid of your favorite hobby, which is something you would want to do all the time. Another hobby. Are you guys insane? Oh, we got a Harry Potter fan. Look at my little tattoo. I would also get rid of my favorite restaurant. You know why? Because if I got rid of my favorite restaurant, I could still make that food myself. But I could definitely not make my favorite movie, and I could not make the music that my favorite musician makes, and I definitely would not want to lose my favorite hobby. Guys are great. You burn the house down. Okay, lovely little lambs. Let's get going. So let's see how many questions we've got here. We've got A, B, C, D. So we've got 4 questions. Let's see how many marks we can get in total. So I want you to try and keep track of all of them as you go along. Okay. First 2, I'm going to highlight. Second 2, I'm not going to highlight. And then I'm going to be giving you your quiz link and showing you your podium, and that's going to be the end of the lesson. Because you know why? In maths, it's so much fun. Time just disappears. Okay, so we've got a to the power of 4s, and then we've got a cubed. Take your time. Make sure you're happy with your answers. Oh my goodness. My dog is determined to eat every single thing I own. So now she's making her way through one of my shoes. I like that minus 3a cubed. I like that a lot. What are we going to do with our a to the power of 4s? Jenna, I've given her so many chew toys. But she just is determined to go after my shoes. Okay, so I'm seeing a few people here who want to have that 0, a to the power of 4. We don't need it. So remember, like we said earlier, if I had 10 minus 10, my answer is just 0. It's nothing. They go away. So they cancel each other out. They're gone. They disappear into the abyss, into a black hole. And so all we're left with is we've got this negative 1a cubed and this negative 2a cubed. And so we're left with negative 3a cubed. And that's going to be our final answer. Okay, so if you got that correct, I want you to give yourselves 2 marks. and keep track of it, because we're going to keep adding as we move down this. Okay. Second one, again, I'm going to help you out by highlighting, but I'm not going to do anything more. And this is the last one I'm highlighting for you. So we've got 6x cubed, and we've got plus 2x cubed, and then we've got negative 10x cubed y and negative 3x cubed y. Good luck. Seeing some answers coming in. I'm going to give you a little bit of time, just so everyone has a chance to answer. Don't tell me you're just guessing. Emihle, I want to say that I'm sad for you that you have a hockey game against Woodridge, but it means nothing to me. I got nothing. Good luck. Hope it goes well. Prioritize your maths exam though. Hockey second. I'm not savage. I just don't know anything about like the high school hockey. So I would just be lying. Okay. Let's write this out. So we've got 6x cubed plus 2x cubed, and that is going to give us 8x cubed. And then our greens, I've got negative 10x cubed y minus 3x cubed y, and that's going to give us negative 13x cubed y. And I want you to give yourselves 2 marks for getting that if you got that correct. Okay, so keep track. First one was out of 2. This one's also out of 2. If you don't understand where you went wrong, let me know. I think what is happening most of the time is you're not looking at the signs. So make sure, for example, and if it helps you, just write it out. So I've got negative 10 minus 3. Then it sort of makes it easier to see what's going on. Okay. All right, this question you are doing completely solo. I am not going to highlight anything. I've got to go and save a shoe though. I'm back. Oh, we got some brain buff seeing something.
I'm
Hello.
crying.
Are you going to give me an answer?
No, ma'am, I'm crying.
You're crying. Why are you crying?
Ma'am, this is not math. Ma'am, this is not math.
It is. It's a special kind of maths. Remember, maths is exciting when we start bringing in letters.
Ma'am. Ma'am,
I'm going to show you exactly why this isn't as scary as it looks, okay? I promise. Look at your variables. We've got a squared over there, we've got a squared over here, and we've got a squared over here. It's the same in all of them, okay? Then we're going to look at our b's. I've got a b over here, I've got a b over here, and I've got a b over here. Then let's look at our c's. I've got c cubed, c cubed, c cubed. That means all of them have a green, a blue, and a pink. That means that they are like terms. They are all exactly the same as each other. So what I can do from here is I can actually just rewrite it, and I'm just going to write them all in order to make my life a little bit easier. So I'm going to say 4a squared bc cubed minus 2a squared bc cubed minus 6a squared bc cubed. And then I can just work it out from there. All right, I see I've got another hand. How can I help?
Ma'am, I wanna answer.
Okay, yes, please give me your answer.
Ma'am, it's gonna be I just like left the A, B, C and just said 4 minus 2 is 2, and then minus minus 6 is 0. It's a negative 4, which is the
Negative.
answer is 4a to the power of 2b and c to the power of 3.
Perfect. Absolutely. Good job. So all we have to do when we get to this point here, now that we know that they're all like terms, we can just look at our numbers. So I've got 4 minus 2 minus 6. And remember, you have your calculator to help you if you need it. 4 minus 2 minus 6. 4 minus 2 is going to give me 2. 2 minus 6 is going to give me negative 4. Once we have the coefficient, we can just put our variables because we all know that they already like terms. Done. See, it's not nearly as scary as it looks if you just break it up a little bit. They specifically are going to have a whole bunch of variables and a whole lot of exponents just to mess with your heads, but it's not bad. Don't let them trick you. Okay, this one again looks nasty because there's so many terms, but it's actually not nasty at all. Don't forget your secret ones. Good luck. Oh, sorry. Yes, I didn't give you any marks. I'm going to give you 2 marks for this one. So again, 2 marks here. So negative 4a squared b cubed. bc cubed. I'm giving you 2 because it was tricky. So now we're out of 6 at the moment, if you're keeping tabs. I can't give you 3. 3 is irrational. That's just too many. I'll give you 3 for the next question. From a math book. Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 more minute, 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes. Give everyone a chance to get these full 3 marks happening here. Okay, 1 more minute. So at 20 past, we're gonna try and tackle this. Oh, my cat's decided to join us now. Yes, I live in a farm. I don't really. I live in a flat. I have too many animals. Okay, let's give it a go while I deal with my cat's tail. So we've got negative x cubed, and we've got another negative x cubed, and then we have another negative x cubed. Cool, that's our first one. Then we've got negative, oh my goodness, I'm in the same color. What a catastrophe. Go away, thank you. Then I've got negative x squared over here, it's the only one. And then I've got negative y squared and a negative y squared. Okay. Not so bad. Remember they're ones, okay? So if I look at my yellows, I've got negative 1x cubed minus another x cubed minus another. Ooh, let me keep that 1 there just so that no one gets confused. Okay, and if I have negative 1 minus 1 minus 1, I'm going to get minus 3. So that is going to be negative 3x cubed. We cannot forget the signs. The signs are very, very important. This negative x squared is just chilling. So we're just going to write it exactly like that, negative x squared. If you want a 1, you're welcome to write a 1. Sorry, let me also just write it here so that no one gets confused. Then we've got our greens. So I've got negative 1y squared minus another y squared. So now I've got minus 1 minus 1. That's going to give me negative 2. So I'm going to have negative 2y squared. So you're going to give yourselves 1, 2, 3 marks, and then you all get 1 bonus mark just for all being such brain buffs, and you're going to give yourself a mark out of 10. So everyone will get this bonus mark. So no one should get 0 out of 10. You should get at least 1 out of 10. That's just for being here. Look at that, 8 out of 10. I love it. 9. But guys, if you are on the lower side, if you're getting like 1s or 2s or 3s out of 10, remember it is okay as long as you have learned something today. Kaylee, that is not a bad mark. As long as you learned something today, that is all that matters. I don't want to see those tears.